Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag.
Welcome to another episode of Sports Bites. Sports Bites. We are your number one sports podcast, bringing you the best of both worlds, sports and snacks. Hope everyone's doing well tonight. We are so excited to be back after our nice little vacation for the holiday, little Labor Day holiday. You'll notice a couple things have changed over here. Got a couple seat changes.
I'm the captain now.
He is the captain now. Look at him.
I just wanted him to get the hell away.
It smelled a little weird.
We've got a little change of plans tonight. I think Brent's going to be taking the reins over here in just a moment. Just like most sports athletes, I wanted to try to get the consecutive start, so I may not play the game, but I got the start. I've got to go to a football game for my son here in a little bit, so I'm going to pass the reins over to Brent here in just a few minutes. But we just wanted to come to everybody and let you know that tonight we are once again coming to you live from Varsity Park Studios here at Varsity Park Franklin, Roanoke's newest innovative business and storage solutions center. Check them out on Facebook or at varsityparkfranklin.com. Well, we've got a great episode for you tonight. A lot of great topics. Big things happening this week. Week 1 in football. Little legal troubles for a player. Fantasy's kicking off, really rolling along. Got a lot of things going on. So without further ado, across the table, my brother Don Schro. How you doing tonight, buddy?
What's up, man? How we doing?
Doing good. Good to see you, man. Good to have you back.
Yes,
Good to be back in the studio. Again, cross the
Ball
mic
in
over
charge,
here.
baby.
Passing the host off here in just a few minutes.
Just for tonight, I fill in.
To the big man.
Release pitcher, I see him.
Dr. Mike on the mic over here. Brent Turner. Brent, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Captain Mike tonight.
And tonight, beside me, for just a moment, instead of across the table as it always is, my good friend Robert Bialik. Robert, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Hanging in there.
Hanging in there. Well, that's it. Well, that being said, we want to thank all of you so much that are here tonight, being a part of this, jumping back on board after a week vacation. Hope everybody's entertained. Like, subscribe, comment, throw some engagement out there for us. These guys are going to keep on checking the comments, engaging with you guys back and forth as the episode's going on, as usual. And with that, I am going to pass off this spot to our guest for the evening. You've seen him before. He's been here. You like him, you love him, you hate to play fantasy football against him. Last year's fantasy football champion in the Buckets and Ducats League, and Bills fanatic, our good buddy, Ronnie Gramata.
Good luck tonight, sir.
All right, guys, I appreciate it. Maybe
All right, go passing the torch.
Good night, all right? No, don't need it. Just leave
Passing
it.
the torch.
Put it back over.
All right. Don't touch shit, Ronnie.
All right.
we go.
Adios, Randall.
Yeah.
See you guys.
All right, tune in.
Right after I get my phone.
Yep. Carson, good luck. Tossing it.
Oh, nice.
Guys.
Nice.
Athletic move before he leaves.
All right.
Now we're
Adios,
off.
Randall. See ya. All right, guys. Let's start off with the snacks. We always do the snacks. We do the intros. I think I got some good stuff.
Got 2 weeks to prepare for this.
So I was at Wally World today. I don't know if have you guys heard of Better Goods? Like it's a brand, I guess they have at Walmart.
They're coming out with new stuff all the time.
They're all over. So I got some when we were on the road to Nashville. You got to have snacks for the car. So I picked these like golden barbecue, like barbecue chips up, like golden barbecue sauce.
Oh,
They were
yeah.
really good. So I figured I'd give this
Barbecue.
brand a try. I got a couple other snacks and then one extra one.
Okay.
So what do you say, Ronnie? Which one do you want to start with?
Ron's got the decision. Decisions.
Yeah,
you care?
pineapple fried rice cracker.
All right.
Let's go.
And his head's
Pineapple.
not shiny enough to be considered a bald.
He did just get a. He just said.
I didn't put on the lotion. Or
I mean,
the-
I
He
don't.
said I didn't put on.
that's a bit shallow.
Yeah, but even your you
Oh,
can
we
see
got a
your
good
hairline
contest
is
going
still
here.
like right there. You
Well,
know,
I tried cutting it all off.
He did. He is trying to
But
go.
I'm
He's
just-
trying
I'm
to
just
go
saying,
full
like,
bald.
If you let your hair grow out, and he let his hair grow out,
I would look.
You
like,
would-
oh, you have.
I would look ridiculous.
He does no
My
way.
kid, Caleb tries to tell me that I need to grow
You
my
never
hair.
got that
Not
Goku hairline. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it.
I'm not happy.
Or
with
no,
that.
If
Vegeta.
I
Vegeta
if I
hairline.
went
We both
bald,
have
that's what I
good
have.
heads.
Yeah, I know. At least I don't have some alien shaped head. That's good.
just
All right.
alien.
Now that we're
brain.
past that,
All right, so let's try these. These are pineapple fried rice crackers, bright pineapple and soy sauce, crunchy rice crackers.
oh my god,
So could be good.
pineapple fried.
He went.
Yeah,
for
that,
it.
so it's a rice cracker and it's like soy sauce and
So
pineapple.
where is
It
this
really
brand
doesn't
from?
smell bad.
Walmart.
It really doesn't smell bad.
I bet it tastes
I like-
bad.
Oh, it doesn't smell
Bet
bad
it
at all.
tastes bad.
But fried rice and soy sauce is pretty good, and then you add a little pineapple in there.
Good.
Probably
Could
not,
be good.
Probably not bad.
All right.
They actually smell good.
All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2,
Fried
and Josh is getting some. 5-0. That's fried rice, all right.
I get a little of the roasty flavor. Kind of tastes like beef ramen a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I got a little pineapple.
They're not delicious, but I'd eat the whole box.
Not as bad as I thought. They're really not
It
bad.
doesn't
It would
deliver.
go- It would go good with beer.
It
I
doesn't.
really
got a
don't.
little- No, they're got a little spice to them. Like got good like bacon flavor, but
I
it
don't
doesn't
get any
deliver.
pineapple though. I didn't just
something.
tasting straight fried
It's
rice.
the best thing I've had on here so far.
It's the like
No,
the.
you had a crappy.
Yeah, you had a bad lineup
That
that
part
day.
of the best.
Good
You had a
God,
bad
was I
lineup.
glad I wasn't here that week.
That was terrible. Ugh.
That was when this man wasn't in charge of
The
snacks.
aftertaste of these are not great, but if you keep eating them, you don't get that
All right.
at the very end.
It might taste
We'll save
better
those.
with beer, evidently. We don't all have
Nah.
the beer taste.
It's missing something though. I'll marinate on it. All right.
We'll
so
move
next-
on.
Yeah, a good
all
flavor.
right,
We'll think
we'll
about
do
it.
these ones next because they're a little sweeter.
What is that?
Also by Better Goods, so we'll see if these are any good.
All right, better good cinnamon rolls.
Cinnamon roll cookies with candied blood orange glaze and white chocolate chips.
Is Better Goods like a all natural?
I have no
That-
idea. I just saw it at Walmart and I had their barbecue chips and they were banging. So I was like, all right, well I'll give them a shot.
Anything
And- but the
cinnamon
thing is,
roll?
Look up.
They're kind
what
of cheap,
Better
but I think
Goods was.
it's like an elevated generic brand. I guess.
Let's find out. You know,
Yeah.
You know, we live in 2024 where we can figure these things
Yo.
out.
I'm getting the intel on better goods.
All right.
It's not
Anything
1995.
cinnamon roll though?
Here,
Holy
pass those down.
smoke.
Walmart launches Better Goods, a new
Anything
private
cinnamon
brand.
rolls.
All right.
Okay.
Get one
with
to
me.
our boy down there.
Simple
Oh,
Google.
man.
Man,
smell
they
really
smell
good.
really
Oh,
good.
man, I love cinnamon. Anything cinnamon.
They smell pretty banging. All right.
Oh yeah.
Let's dig
I'm
in.
about the cinnamon.
Mmm. Mmm.
Nice
Oh, actually, that's
texture.
really good.
Fluffy.
Mmm.
Nice little hard.
It's got
top.
like, it's like some ginger snap.
Yes. Mm-hmm. It's like
Mm.
ginger snap with some icing.
Mhm.
It reminds me of like that German live. I forget the name of them, but they're like these little German soft gingerbread cake on thing you put orange.
Mhm.
Oh man, they're so
Yeah.
good.
Those are on point.
Those are really good.
Yeah, but it only comes with 9.
You only get 9. Yeah.
You better savor them.
Walmart
you better be getting 2
Better
boxes.
Goods, a new private brand making elevated culinary experiences accessible for all.
There we go.
So yeah, it's like a
Tasty.
cheap,
So Walmart
Elevated
It's elevated generic. Is that what it is?
We're,
Exactly what I said.
elevating our
Yeah.
snacks right now.
And still, yeah, that's $3. These are really good though.
Yes.
Yeah, that one.
Mm.
That one might be
Okay.
one of my first perfect
Yeah, I like
scores.
those. Yeah, I got all these at Walmart. I try to shop at places where people, like if you're local, if it's like specialty shop, like we've done Big Lake Exotics. If you head out there, you can get some weird stuff. But I like to pick up stuff at the grocery store too. Just if you see it here, you just go. You're like, oh, I can go pick that up at the Water World.
After the last time I was here, I honestly thought we were going to be eating seaweed.
No, I'm not. I
Randy,
mean, I'll
I think Randy was in charge that one week.
So all
looks
right,
like
he
they got
wasn't.
Better Goods plant-based mozzarella cheese.
I will not get that. But I did.
I don't
you
know about
what?
that.
You know what?
On
I
next
almost
week's
got
episode.
Robert. Instead of these, I almost got Coca-Cola flavored Oreos.
I'm glad
Ask
we got
us.
those.
I'm
Ask
glad-
us
I'm
in
glad
a
I
few
went with
minutes,
So
sir.
All right.
We're
Last snack we
discussing
got here.
snacks right now.
Are you ready?
They asked a question.
Oh, what's up? What's up? What's up?
He said, "Ask a waiver wire question." I said,
Yeah, sure. Hey, we're gonna do a fantasy segment here in a little bit. Stay locked in, and then when we get to it, ask your question.
Whoever George play is.
We'll answer it then. So, anyways,
Here we go.
last thing we got is the maple almond butter filled pretzel nuggets. So, like the little pretzel nugget things with the peanut butter that we all know and love.
Bucket of those.
This is a maple
Snacking
almond
on
butter.
this.
Like fall's coming around the corner. I like pumpkin spice. Not a huge pumpkin spice guy, but I like it. So this is kind of in that same vein. But
I love pumpkin rolls.
Yeah.
I do love a good pumpkin.
Oh
roll.
my gosh.
Anything?
He just say Coke Oreos.
Yeah,
Coca-Cola
Josh,
flavored
Coke- Yeah,
Oreos.
they got every kind of
Instead
Oreo.
of
now.
those. We've had good luck on this podcast with alternate flavored Oreos. We really
Yeah.
have.
I don't
Yeah.
want to try Coca-Cola.
You never.
But it
know.
had,
I mean,
but
it could have
wait, you know
some-
what threw me off? Because it said that it had popping candy in the cream,
Okay.
and I wasn't.
Make it soda-like.
Yeah, I get it.
Some
but
people have different
All right.
likes and dislikes on
almond
taste.
butter, maple almond butter pretzel
Oh,
nugget.
maple almond butter. Here we go. That'd be a little bit better than this, but
They taste too healthy. It needs to be a little sweeter.
yeah,
They
it's
don't
like
really taste like anything.
yeah, it's a very bland taste. There's no
The pretzel's not.
exactly.
And it's
That's
not
all I'm
even that
getting.
much.
You need a little dip.
It
into
needs
that.
more filling.
You need a
And
little
more
yeah.
flavor in the filling.
You need some dip with that, some kind of something.
Well,
You're not. I don't. Yeah.
Mm.
Eating those plain. Dry my
mouth
mouth
goes
out.
dry.
Yes.
the pretzel on that thing's not good.
It's not
Alright.
real pretzel.
What's
Well-
up, Adam?
Blake Corum, he doesn't look to be in. He's like the third string. Drop Blake Corum.
Yeah. Unless you're like really needing,
Especially because they just
They
lost
didn't.
got
Puka.
no-
They
he got
weren't
no-
using him at all.
Yeah, they just lost Puka, so they'll be involving Kyron Moore and then
Yeah.
finding new
Well, hold on.
replacements.
We're gonna talk about fantasy later on.
He just asked a question.
I know, but
Robin,
we'll get into that
one
because
that's gonna
We
it'll
will.
be
We'll get into that more.
what the Rams look like without Puka.
Be patient.
People who
Got 10
drafted
viewers
Cooper
now.
Cup, people who drafted Cooper Cup at like
Oh my
in
god.
the 4th round or 5th round,
I did it.
they got a
leagues.
freaking
Ronnie did.
steal.
What'd you get? Fourth?
People just kept on letting them go. And
Dude,
I'm
I
like,
did it
well,
in two.
shit.
I did it in 2 leagues. and
Even
when
if
you
Puka
got
was
him, I
there, he was
like,
the number one receiver.
I know. Healthy he is. Correct.
Cooper Cup, still Cooper Cup.
All right. Let's get.
Yo,
Let's get
all right,
rolling.
so- So the snack's pretty good, and
Yeah, that was a good variety because there was ups and downs.
so I guess we go ahead and start off with our NFL Week 1 recap. Since we've got a Ravens fan in the house, Eagles fan in the house, we'll start.
we all
We'll
different in here.
wind the clock back a little bit all the way to last Thursday.
Yes.
Talk a little bit on the Ravens, a little bit on the Eagles, and those games, and then really dig into Week 1. So
Yeah. Good idea.
Brent,
yo,
what happened?
Can't be mad about that though. Like
you know,
What?
That's a tough game, bro.
happened?
you really
listen,
can't.
I'm
You
not
can't
going to
be
make
mad.
excuses.
Nope.
Despite the refs being against us in this game, which I feel like they were not
They're
calling
always
the
on the
even
Chiefs
game.
side. I mean,
They're American.
They weren't calling it
entered
even
the
game.
league. They've been on the
Eh,
Chiefs
but
side.
despite all that,
I don't disagree with you, but after the second time, move up, dude.
I was
Oh, right.
screaming on my couch. I'm like, bro,
Right.
Right.
listen, man, take a half a step forward, bro.
And when they threw the flag the first time, that's because the play before it, they gave him a warning. Like that's how the rule. Like that was the second play of the game. So the first play of the game, the ref went
Right,
up to
so
him and was like,
despite a start, it was like an uneven start. We were kind of uneven for a lot of the game. LeBar
Yep.
took it over there was trying to, having a great fourth quarter. It comes down to literally the dude's toenail in the end zone. There,
Toe tap, baby.
and you ask your number 2 tight end to like toe tap. Even though he
That
had a
game was
monster
the
game.
emergence
No, you
of
guys will be
Isaiah.
fine.
Like,
Yeah.
Mark
exactly.
Andrews was in that game, and who was the best tight end in that game?
The man forgot his.
Kansas City had him bracketed. They had him locked
Andrew,
up.
What did he
people
forget? His cleats?
are
What did he forget?
overreacting to that issue, that aspect of that game. Is Isaiah likely really good? Yes. Is Mark Andrews like just not going to do anything this year?
No, wait,
Mark
I think they'll
Andrews,
both.
That's what I'm saying.
he was questionable
benefit
going
that.
into that
What
game,
I'm
so he
saying
was
is
hurt.
likely will score more fantasy points for somebody than Mark Andrews this year.
I don't necessarily think so. If you look,
I think
Mark
they'll be about the
Andrews ran a higher percentage of
He was
routes.
they were
in
not
that-
going to
in,
let him beat him.
in that
I
game.
know,
than
unless they
Likely.
start doing the same thing to Isaiah Likely, he's got a better
And
pass to
also-
get the ball.
Well, now they got to respect him at least because I think the Chiefs tried to take him away,
Also,
and they did, but they were like, "We're going to let the number 2 tight end beat us," and he freaking
But if
did.
you don't have a
Andrews was
ton of
hurt.
receivers, you're going to run 12
Andrews
out.
was hurt going into that game.
Yeah,
He was not a big part of their plan, their game. Like they were, he was on the field, but they weren't. It just wasn't their game plan. Andrews is going to be fine.
Yeah, he
no.
will.
I'm not
He
worried
is
about it.
going
I'm not worried about him going.
I think they
fine.
both will be. I think honestly they both benefit for sure.
But so we get the Chiefs win the game,
Lost by an
27-20.
What we learned from
lost
that
by
game
half
is that
inch.
the Chiefs are their offense is not they're coming out of the gates ready to go this season, unlike last year.
And they
Yeah.
still got Hollywood Brown in their back pocket, probably coming back in a few
That's
weeks.
that's a lot of speed. They're gonna be good. So,
Like
but I
always.
think the Ravens week 1, a lot of the wounds were self-inflicted, but we were right there with them at their house.
That was a good game.
It
All
was a
around,
great game.
Great first
and,
game of
you
the
know,
year.
I wanted them to win that game just because there's this, this.
Well, 'cause you're a
for as
Ravens
great
fan.
as Lamar
Yeah.
is, the biggest thing is saying, well, you're not Mahomes. Like, and I know he wants to get on that level. He works really hard to get on that level.
I
And
think
he
you
just
guys
can't
will be fine.
quite get over him.
Get on my level, ho.
Kinda, a little bit, but Lamar had a great game. He's going to
Yeah.
have another great season.
For sure.
So
He's got
that was
some good-
Thursday
good-
night.
good
Friday
series.
night, your boys, the Eagles,
That was an awesome game too, man.
back and
Down
forth.
to the end, man. That
back and
was
forth.
awesome to watch.
You want to talk about emergencies? We got Saquon coming out with 3 tutties, and
boy.
you know the GM and all the crew over
Genius.
there in New York are just sitting there. Just,
Oh, they're looking at pictures of Saquon's like crying right
and then
now.
they go and see Daniel Jones play later.
Saquon's the thing
He's
that
so
is
happy
going to
he
save
left.
the Eagles. If
Yeah.
it wasn't for him, that team was going to collapse.
He
in
stays
front of
healthy.
Everybody, yeah, that's
He's
what I'm
another
saying.
one. Like if he
Well,
stays healthy.
but they're going to.
3 years. We took Miles Sanders fresh out of the draft. He had then he left. We had Swift last year, had his first 1,000-yard season of his career. Then he left. Then we have Saquon this year, who I believe is better than the both of them, just because he's
combined.
combined.
well, he is better than that. Like there's no doubt.
I'm just saying he's
one of
go-
the best running backs.
He's going into a perfect situation, and he's just been playing year after year after year, trying to get something going in New York. They had one good year a few years ago. That was about it, and I think he made the best move for his career to go to this team with a good O-line. He had holes, bigger than trucks on some of those runs. And
One
some
of them,
those
he was
runs
not
powered
touched,
in.
Yeah.
Some of those ones he powered in.
a
and that
great
pass
catch,
play,
a great catch by him. A great
Good
throw by
God.
Hurts that will fade
two
in the back
guys
of the end
on
zone.
him. That was unbelievable.
That was nice. So the
Yeah, man.
Eagles,
Loved it.
they got to sharpen up defensively. Yeah, that game was kind of back and forth.
I don't think that game is going to really be a judge of either team's defensively. I think that field.
No, I
was
was going to talk about
fucking-
that. They were
field,
slipping,
they were
sliding
sliding
everywhere. Yes, they
that
were.
Really, you can't really get a great judge. Like, it sucks for the Packers now that they don't have love for.
And they lost
like
them, like,
'cause they're.
3 minutes
I think
left
their
in the
defense
game.
is going to be fine. I think that they looked okay. Like at times,
Yeah.
and there was just
That's a good team.
they
Great
couldn't.
team.
I don't think that when you're playing defense and you can't really get like a feel for on your feet, you're on your heels the whole time. Like they're making the moves, you're reacting, and you're a little slower.
They go across when they go over to Germany, they go over to England, they go to Mexico City. They play at soccer arenas,
Right.
and so they put the new sod down. That's for football, but it's new sod, so it's
I don't
slick.
think that they put any new sod.
Got 12 guys
I
on
think
right
it
now.
was
What's
just
up?
a soccer field. It's just slippery. It's not meant for football.
Right. I agree completely. One guy that stood out besides Saquon to me in the game that broke out was Jaden Reed for Green Bay, who did really well last year.
Yeah, he looked good.
And then, dude, he
He's
caught
fast.
the jet
He's
sweep
fast. He's
on
fast,
one, and then he had two really
Well,
big balls.
He's gonna have to use the jet sweep a lot now.
Yeah, right. Who do they have backup? Do you have any idea?
Oh no, yeah.
Malik?
For those who don't know,
It'll
who
be a
don't
read
know,
option, jet sweep.
Jordan Love gets
Offense.
hurt.
At least they got Aaron Jones. They got good receivers
Malik
to
Willis.
back him up.
They do not have Aaron Jones.
No,
No, not Aaron. Josh Jacobs. Sorry, Josh Jacobs. My fault. my
maybe
fault.
they give Ryan Tannehill a call.
Josh Jacobs.
He didn't look great.
No, he didn't. He did
No.
not. I
Maybe
think
they-
they were slipping.
But I'm
Somebody's gotta
hoping
be-
that was
They were
just the field.
slipping and
He was
sliding
slipping.
everywhere.
I'm thinking that was probably.
can't
Saquon
go.
was digging into the ground. I don't know how him and Jacobs were. I don't know. Jacobs was slipping and sliding.
They had the
everywhere.
right spikes,
Saquon
but-
wasn't. Yeah.
They cannot go forward with Malik Willis. They're gonna have to get somebody.
Well, he's starting this week. They said.
Can
they
they
have
trade
to.
for Joe Flacco?
Where is
Well,
he?
no,
He's in
Flacco
Indy.
got signed. Yeah, he's a backup.
No.
Because Indy traded
You
away
saw what he
Gardner
did last year.
Minshew, and now he's a
What?
backup.
Okay, you're telling me right now, if I pick up the phone and call Andy and say, "I'll give you a 4th-round pick for Joe Flacco,"
They're trying to get Ryan Tannehill.
they would absolutely
would do it.
100% say yes.
I don't think so.
They're trying to
Because
get
maybe
Tannehill.
think about
Maybe
it.
a
Cincinnati-
fifth.
or
They
the
would probably take a
Clevelands-
5th.
No way. The Clevelands were the Browns were not going to be who they.
Clevelands.
Shut the fuck up. The Browns weren't going to be who they were when Watson came out if Joe Flacco didn't get off his couch. Of course, he's old, but the guy's always had a cannon.
He was just
He's
playing
smart.
preseason. Like he can,
Right.
he can
He
stand back
is-
there.
At
Yes.
the same time, I don't think it had to be Flacco. It could have been anybody with a brain.
No.
The Browns are a good team. You take
You gotta have a
Deshaun
guy.
Watson
You gotta have a guy that
you take
throws
Deshaun
3
Watson-
interceptions and 4 touchdowns and win in Cleveland, or it's not going to be fine.
They've got one there.
Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston
Yeah.
is there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just
he's
put
going
him
to be.
in, and I
he's going to be the
guarantee
starter.
The Browns start winning some fucking games.
You know what?
I agree.
I'm right. Yeah,
I can see that.
He's
yeah.
a
They
good
have a good
player.
team.
He's a good.
They have
football player.
weapons.
He's a
They
championship
have
player.
a good defense.
Yes.
They
I
had
agree.
Tyler
Like,
Hunt,
yeah,
but
the
they
Cowboys
cut him.
scored 30
Doesn't
some
matter.
points.
Jameis can win games. They got a good team.
The Dak did. Nobody had good stats. They didn't do anything.
I told you they were going to score 50 though.
But if they actually
No, they-
did something, if they could do something on offense, they could have scored 50. But they
Right.
couldn't really do. They
yeah,
did.
Cleveland defense did show up in a way.
It was just their offense was so bad.
All right.
Yeah, we're spot on with that. I think that was a great game. Brazil's probably not the best place to play. Very humid out there. They only have soccer fields.
They couldn't like
We'll
leave
think
the
about that
hotels.
for the future.
Well, it's
Yeah, it's a really good neighborhood.
right, right.
It's getting ready to be spring. It's the end of their winter.
Right.
So it was. I don't think the weather was an issue, but the fans seem to like my stepmom's brother.
Oh, the fans were
he
great.
said he was like, yeah, it's crazy down here. Like there's lots like it's.
I mean, besides the Southern side, the plays back and forth, just like the game flow.
So yeah, like
That was awesome.
The people down there enjoyed it.
Mhm.
They just got to figure the fields out.
Yeah,
So
awesome first 2 games.
So the first 2 games, and then we had college Saturday. You know, lot
Notre Dame.
That's exactly
that was the big storyline coming out of Saturday. Is yet another multi-touchdown underdog
agree.
comes to Notre Dame and beats them on their home field. You know, and I
That's
shout out
pretty
those
great.
guys.
I couldn't
they're-
believe it.
And the refs were screwing them.
And
Like,
Yes,
dude.
at the end.
Yes.
They
were
I
keeping
didn't. I
Notre
couldn't
Dame
watch
in
that.
that
Notre
game.
Dame was trying
They
to
were
say
keeping Notre Dame in that game.
We're taking this conclusive evidence thing a little too seriously. Okay. When you're like, I can't see the ball. I don't know where the ball is. Well, it's probably right where his arm is under his chest.
didn't see
which
what
is
right
there.
a yard past the line of a yard past the first down
they
marker.
scored him on a fourth down?
So yeah, you can't see the ball, but you can tell that his knees. He's way past the first down marker.
I didn't see it.
And they're like, we can't see the
Until
ball.
they gave the ball to Notre Dame.
Well, they didn't give him credit for the first day.
They
Yeah,
didn't give
they
him credit.
couldn't
They,
get him the
it just
first
take
down.
time.
It was
They were able to get
ridiculous.
the ball back. So it didn't end up screwing them in the law, but it could. It's like we're taking this too literally. Okay, you can assume from where this guy is at right here. He's got where the ball is. Like we're not stupid. All right.
Right.
and you're making us look stupid by saying there's inconclusive evidence. No, there is.
refereeing aside, Notre Dame, they lose at home. Right? So the narrative now is like Marcus Freeman. Are you a fraud? Like, what's with Notre Dame? Like, I don't know.
I never got why he was anointed in the first place. Like, it just
I think
didn't make
Northern
sense.
Illinois will be ranked next
He
week.
had a video of him pumping.
Is it Slookies?
There was that video of him
Huskies.
like
Huskies.
the
Huskies.
team liking it.
Northern
What do you say,
Illinois
Brian?
Huskies.
There was
They
like
got
that
the
video
wolf
when
as
like
their
when he first like took over where the team loved him
mascot.
or something where like he hyped him up and everyone was like, "This is the guy. This is the guy." It's like, is he?
Guess
What
he's
did
already
he do?
on set.
Like,
Yeah.
who is?
So,
We'll
How about-
see.
How about Colorado, man? They were hyping that game up, and Travis
I
Hunter
don't know why.
dancing in front of the Nebraska crowd. They're saying, FCU, FCU. They're dancing and all hype. Halftime,
you know,
28-0 Nebraska,
Colorado,
man.
yeah, for me, they're just a lot of
28-0 at
talk.
halftime, man.
They're all talk.
If we just talk
Travis
about,
Hunter
They
is an
barely
amazing
won
player.
last
if we
week.
just talk about football, Travis
barely
Hunter
won
is
last
good,
week.
and Shador Sanders
Yes.
is a good. They're both.
They're going to
very
be in the
good-
draft.
They're
Good job.
They're
That's
both going to
it.
be very good players.
Yeah.
But pretty much everything else around them is absolute
Hunter should have entered the
fucking
draft. Yes.
garbage.
I don't know why they stayed.
Not well coached.
They can't
stay?
block.
No, why did they stay? Travis Hunter should have been in the
Deion
draft
Sanders
last
is
year.
a great football
Like,
player
why?
when he played. He was great at baseball. He's a great motivational speaker. Do I think he's a great coach? No.
No, it should be on ESPN, just like everyone else. He shouldn't be a coach.
This is an experiment he did to coach his son.
I understand.
Do you
and that's great.
But did he do them?
Immediately.
He's leaving
I'm
immediately.
going to say
Should be.
over
Well, I agree
over
with that
under
for sure.
1.5 years he stays after
No.
Under. You can make the over
He's
under.
going to try to go to
0.5,
the
and
NFL
he's going
on
under.
the Cowboys
As
where he
soon
wants
as
to
he
be.
declares for the NFL, he's like, you know
There's
what?
no way.
I'm gonna be his agent. I'm gone too. Like it's gonna be something stupid like that.
Jerry Jones loves him some shit.
He's gonna go try to be a coach for the NFL
Shador badly.
and then try to draft him.
I
Wait
think
a minute,
Colorado
wait a
probably
minute,
knows
wait a
that too,
minute.
right?
Do you think
they
that
have to know.
any NFL organization will hire Deion
No.
Sanders?
No.
I don't think so. I
wouldn't-
mean, not after
he-
this.
No, he could maybe like coach special teams, help out
He's
with
good
that.
at
There is
recruiting
one
people
that-
to come to.
But you
the
don't
freaking
recruit people in the
university.
NFL.
There is
That's what I'm
one
saying.
NFL
That's what I'm saying. You can't.
organization that there is a slim possibility.
Dallas.
And unfortunately, I'm a fan of that
Yeah,
team.
Dallas. Because he was. Yes,
He
you're
helped him
right.
get some Super Bowls.
Jerry would be like, I love it.
He would let,
Jerry would
oh,
be like,
yeah.
I love it. This
Let him
is
back.
great.
Let him back in the front office.
I
This is
fucking
Washington
love it.
GM.
I fucking love it, Deion.
I love
Assistant head coach
I love
Deion.
me some Deion.
And then Mike McCarthy
let's
has
do
a
it.
bad year, and then Deion Sanders head coach.
What are you talking about?
I do not like this
No.
world that we're living in.
McCarthy will be fired after this year. Deion will be head coach next year.
Wow.
We could do it.
And draft his son.
He's looking
That would be
into
the
the
whole
future
future
right
right
now.
now. Power
They
move.
couldn't do that because they couldn't unload Dak's contract either. But.
Oh yeah. Oof. Right before kickoff. They're getting off
Which
the bus.
is
He's like, by the
another,
way,
like,
4 years,
what the
60
fuck
per.
is Jerry doing? What?
They negotiate. That's what he asked
You're
for.
gonna sign, like you're gonna sign. I'm. It's not about like signing him. Whatever. Like you got to do what you got to do. Whatever. Like he won 12 games 3 years in a row. Dak has been the quarterback. Like I get it. He just got to get like he's got to do something in the playoffs.
But it's been with different receivers too. So like,
Right. No, Dak is a solid regular season quarterback. He's gonna win games. He's not a horrible quarterback. I get that. And in the NFL where there isn't a whole lot of good quarterbacks, when you find one, look at the Packers. Jordan Love had one moment in the NFL. He had one moment. He beat the Cowboys in the playoffs and
I
he
thought
made
he played
$55
good all
million
last year. I thought he
He
played,
played
pretty
really
last year.
good at the end of
I
last
mean,
year.
yeah.
he started to
I
play
get it.
well at
I
the end of the last year.
Yeah, I
But
get
that was his first year as a starting quarterback.
And then
So
he
you
played
have
really
to
good
put
against
that
San Fran
growth
too. He played
from
really good.
learning.
It's part of a bigger problem.
But this,
hold
but
on.
the,
Go ahead.
you're not getting what I'm saying. Okay, so he's had one good half of a year, and a playoff win. So because of that, he's still got years on his contract. So you don't have to sign him.
9
Right.
games,
you-
right? 9
you-
games.
right, so you don't find you. So instead of finding out, teams are like, nope, he could be the guy, so we have to sign him just in case he is. That's how the NFL is.
But how
now.
many years did he sit behind Aaron Rodgers?
That doesn't matter.
No, but what I'm saying is, I
Like
think it was 3 years.
2 or 3, yeah.
Yeah, no, it was 3 years, and he was
Yeah, it
drafted in the
It
first
was
round.
3.
He did.
So that means he had a 5th-year option. How many years I think they needed to extend him?
No, they didn't have to extend him.
Okay.
I think he may have went into a holdout. Like I think he had like another year. Like he may have went into
It
a
just speaks to
holdout.
the bigger problem that there's not enough good quarterbacks
Exactly.
in the NFL.
Right.
There's only
For sure.
But that's
of them.
why-
I'm talking 12.
But that's
Like,
why they
maybe
signed
10.
Dak to that contract. Like because what like you have a guy that can win you games. You sign him. Now the issue I have with it. Why if you're gonna sign him? Like if he was the way Jerry was making it seem was like he was gonna wait until the end of the season, see what he did this year. Okay, if you're gonna do that, well, that's obviously not why you waited this long. Why did you wait up until right before the season? You know why? To steal them headlines.
Yeah.
Gotta steal them headlines.
Maybe if you wait too long,
I stole the headlines a couple weeks ago with CD. Let me steal them again right before kickoff.
your player could
Ain't
be
nobody
playing for
better
the
than
Giants,
me.
and you wait around and let them test the market, and then they end up playing for the Eagles. You know what I mean? Like that's what happened with Saquon. You don't want that to happen.
Okay, but look at Daniel Jones. This is another one. He had one good end of the second half of the year and went into the playoffs, and they're like, give him the money, and it didn't work out for him. Like
Fucking
that's what the NFL
Danny
is. That's what they
worth dimes. He's not Danny.
Danny
Dimes.
Pennies.
He's worth.
They called him
Did you
Danny
see that-
Pennies.
So, did you see the insult stat that they put up about him?
that he's thrown more picks
Yes, to other teams.
3 than touchdowns to his own team since he signed this contract.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yes, including a pick
Yeah,
six from the
He's
10.
only thrown 2 touchdown passes since he signed that
He
contract.
threw a pick six on the 10, just like in the preseason. It was hideous.
All right, well, hold on.
I can't wait for the Halloween.
We'll talk about the Giants and Daniel Jones here in
Yeah,
a second,
let's
but
get
we're
to
gonna
the,
kick down this schedule. We can talk a little bit about just each game and kind of how we feel about them. All right, so I'll just go down right down the schedule here. Titans Bears. What'd you think?
The Bears defense was.
They saved the day.
They did, and I think it's funny
Defense
how
and
it's
special
Caleb
teams.
Williams taking the knee and like,
You better say thank you.
dude, what did you do? You didn't do anything.
I think the offense scored 2 points. They got a
2 points.
2 point conversion. That was it.
Hey,
Yeah.
got to be excited, man.
No, be excited, but don't like stand there and like act like you were the reason. That
I know.
won. Like,
He did, for
and
sure.
he didn't say anything like that. He gave it like to the defense and everything, but it was just funny. It's a funny image.
And Titans kind of blew a lead in this game, and Will Levis standing there after he throws a
Yeah.
pick six. Surrender Cobra.
They
just
were
in the
definitely
middle
the
of the field
better
like you
team.
can't
That
believe.
was,
It was horrible.
I think
quarterback
he was
play.
trying to get the ball out
Yeah, those
of
no
bounds.
excuse.
That's
Just
taking
go
that
down.
big sack right there.
Go down.
I remember
punt.
the commercial back in the day with the Cardinals or the coach. He's like, "They are who we thought they were."
No,
That's the
yeah.
Titans.
Denny
Yeah.
Green.
Yeah,
Denny
yeah,
Green.
yeah, yeah. They are who
Actually,
we
they
thought
lost the Bears.
To the Bears.
But yeah,
They are who we thought they were.
thought they were.
no, but if Caleb Williams can play that bad and they win, I mean,
Yeah, no,
That's
yeah,
pretty-
but
that's
your
pretty
defense is
damn
not
good.
going to have that
No,
kind
no,
of
no.
game.
You don't
Right,
play
that's
Tennessee.
not
They're
gonna
not gonna have
happen.
their-
Like
they're not gonna happen.
you can't
But
count
got
on
bailed
the
out a little
defense
bit.
and
I don't
special teams
see-
scoring touchdowns.
I don't see
for
him
you.
doing that bad. He had King
No,
out
I don't
wide open on a
either.
deep route.
I don't-
There's a bunch of
I don't
bunch
either.
of plays he could take back.
But it is a little irate. It's like okay, it's not great.
The O line still didn't look good. I mean, he was running around
No.
for his life a lot. Yeah, they scored because of defense, special teams.
So
That was the
they come
story.
back from behind, win 24-17.
Bears fans of these
They'll
worlds.
get they'll try to, as we like to say, they'll get in the lab, get a little crispier, try to work out the kinks.
I think they'll be fine.
I have that
to put on the
defense in like
rookies, so-
4 of my fantasy leagues.
lots
It
of
was wonderful.
overreactions after week 1. There's
Chicago defense.
week 2 looks completely different than week 1. It's
What are you geeking at?
So
big differences.
there's going to be a lot of overreact. This is like classic overreaction week. It's just like
Classic
what?
overreaction
So
week.
if you guys, anybody out there who plays fantasy, check the waiver wires because people are going to be overreacting.
Oh yeah, big George. We're gonna be talking about that soon.
So next game there on the docket there, your boys, the Bills, coming from behind. Cardinals at home, 34-28 final. It was looking dicey there
That
to
was
start the
crazy
game. Josh
game,
Allen
man.
plays his balls off in
Crazy
4
game.
touchdowns.
So the way I see it is, we started off trying to figure out Kyler Murray out. You don't know what he's gonna be. He's got
First
all
two
these
drives, he looked
Yeah.
really good.
And like he's a squirmy little guy. Like he's
Yes.
gonna get around there, keep plays alive. Like our defense,
He's
it's hard
healthy.
to cover somebody for a long time.
He's healthy for sure.
we
you could
did
tell.
what we could do, but Josh Allen had that fumble early on.
Mhm.
Like, and I'm not making excuses. He needs to get rid of that ball.
He's always turning the ball
He's
over.
all-
That's-
But
that's-
how many
He
interceptions
makes
did he
up
have?
for it.
If he cuts down his interceptions to half of what
But
he had
still
last year,
turnover.
he will
He
be
turns the ball
he
over a
will
lot.
be the league MVP.
Look,
this year.
I've had
think he
I've
still will
had
be
this
no matter what.
issue.
he
I've had
doesn't have Diggs, and he's going
I've
to
had
put up the
this
same
issue.
stats.
Romo was the same way. That's how
Yeah.
it's like Brett Favre.
Yeah.
You can't say he needs to cut down the interceptions because if he cuts down the interceptions, that means he's not doing what he did to make those big plays.
He makes up for it though.
He in order to
doesn't
get
matter.
those big plays, he's going to.
Yeah, he
Like,
doesn't
that's just-
matter
I
about
think
the
you'll see
pick.
less interceptions from Josh Allen.
It
This
really
year.
doesn't
like
matter.
that's one thing. Like I realized when with Romo, it was like everyone just always
Romo,
used to look at the
okay.
interceptions. Like you're not paying attention to the big plays that he's making.
And then we got the Dolphins. We got to turn around and play the Dolphins like on Thursday night. The Dolphins are hot.
They're all beat
high
up, too,
flying,
though.
but they have a hard time when
hot.
they're fast as hell.
But did you say they're hot? Because they did not. They
So maybe
they
not in
were
week
shaky.
one. They were like the
Right.
craziest team.
Y'all want to get into the Dolphins? Are you done?
I just was going to say we got to play them, but we can go to their game.
Yeah, the Bills Cardinals. Bills come from behind, win that game. They got some things to clean up. Cardinals might be a little plucky this year. You don't know.
Miss Marvin
A
Harrison
little
wide
plucky.
open.
Marvin Harrison had
in
a
the
They,
end
mi-
zone.
okay, they missed Marvin Harrison on one throw in the whole game.
That would have
Where
won
was
the
he
game.
the rest of the game? But what I'm
Would've
saying
won
is,
him the
where
game.
was he the rest of the game?
one
He had
catch,
But they
one
threw
catch
it to him right before that, and
had
it
one
hit
catch
his
for
hands
4
and
yards.
fell off
Doesn't
like he
matter.
didn't
If
know what a
catch the
football
game-winning
was.
touchdown, people don't give a fuck about the whole
I
game.
guess, but you
People
got to
don't
catch
care.
it.
True.
If you catch the game-winning touchdown,
have
But
to catch
nobody's
it.
he
talking about the
didn't.
whole game.
But he didn't. And
It wasn't his fault. Kyler just had to look and go.
Okay.
"Yes." That wasn't
But
him.
that was the last. How many?
It
How
didn't
much
matter.
time was
the
left?
Bills would have got the ball back and scored again.
Where was he the previous?
That was one of the last plays of the game.
right.
Y'all won after that.
I don't think.
One of the last. So where was he the rest of the he didn't?
No, he
show-
wasn't there. But
And
like I said, it
I just
doesn't
had
matter.
this feel like that morning. I had this. I was like, well, you know what? Why am I saying Marvin Harrison's just going to go out there and have this great
They were
game? It was
defending him well.
I
I mean-
took him out, and put Waddle in.
They were defending him well.
I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I was like, this is stupid.
I don't
Why
think
am I
it's-
not?
I don't
putting
think it's
him
gonna
in?
continue.
We hit the little touchdown.
I think he's going. I think
That was
he's
a
gonna,
good parlay.
that was
That
a
was
He's
a
gonna
good
pop
parlay.
off
That was
against
fun.
Why had that little
most good
50%
teams.
boost?
And we got it late too. Oh yeah, dude, 150% boost. That's a $150 win. That was
That's a
nice.
nice little lick on Sunday. Anyway, moving
Yeah, man.
forward. Kind of a
Roll
shock. The shocker of the 1 o'clock window. Patriots 16, Bengals 10. Bengals
Joe
go down
Burrow
12.
is not great unless he has two wide receivers completely
That-
healthy that are
He's not good in
phenomenal.
September.
Jamar was triple
Yeah.
if you watched. It was
But
a
that's what I'm saying.
linebacker over top, corner, and a safety over top.
If
The whole
Higgins
game.
was there, the game
The
would have
whole
been a
game. He
different
was
game.
triple.
He's not good in September.
They didn't have any.
Look at the Bengals' record in September. They haven't been.
They
good
didn't
in
have any
September.
receivers
true.
and no
They
Joe
always
Mixon.
start
They had
slow.
no offense.
They always start
They had
slow.
nothing.
I'm still not writing them off.
They had nothing. They didn't have
They
any
need
offense.
no
No Joe Mixon.
Not
We can talk
overreact.
about what the Bengals didn't do, but it's more about what the Patriots did do.
Yeah.
I thought they got a
Stevenson.
great play out of Ramondre Stevenson running
Yes.
that ball.
They
They
were
played
defense.
that lunch pail
Good
kind of
defense
football.
and like the old
That's
school
how you
recipe
win.
for how to
That's
win
how you
games.
win
blue
games.
collar.
Like it's like reminds me of the old Virginia Tech teams. Just like average quarterback play, a great running back, and a great defense, and we'll be in any game. And so that's kind of what they're doing right now.
Yep.
But yeah, the Bengals, what they were missing, they're missing a Joe Mixon type guy. We'll talk about him later, but
Yeah, the
No,
right.
they don't have anybody. Like I'm not scared. They're not game planning around Zach Moss. They're not game planning around Chase Brown. They're going to
Nope.
game plan around you and your
And Jamar
receivers.
Chase.
And
That's it.
You know, so Patriots had a good game plan. We're on the road, got a nice win. But you're right. I agree with you. The Bengals don't play well. They always have to start slow. They'll get a good. They will get it together, and they'll be playing well next month probably.
So
I
was
think
that
they're
win
gonna
a
fail.
fluke for
I
the
think they're-
Patriots? Are you saying the Patriots
No, I
aren't
think
good?
I
No,
don't
it
think
wasn't a fluke.
I think
They
the
won
Patriots
the
are going to
game.
be
Like,
good.
they're not
think they're
super
gonna-
talented.
I don't think the
they don't have a
Patriots
lot
are
of
gonna
talent.
be
I'm not
like-
gonna. I'm not saying they're going to make the playoffs, but they're going to be.
They're going to win more games than last year for
Yeah,
sure.
I think they'll win a few more games. Yeah, for sure.
How
If
many
they can
did
play
win
like
last year?
4.
4.
Nah, I don't see him winning much more than that.
I give them 6, 7.
All right. So
I think Bengals are in trouble without a Joe Mixon.
This next game was my pick of the week, and we can talk about this game real quick. It was -1.5.
Oh,
Vikings win 28-6.
God.
Murder.
Why are we talking?
Minnesota's
Giants suck.
Minnesota's not
What's up?
being
Let's
that
go
great of a team
viral.
this year, but maybe we were all just sleeping on Sam Darnold. Kind of shit on
He
him.
looked
but
good, man. His first 14 passes.
Yeah, he looked good, but the Giants, their defense, their offense, it just looks
Hideous.
bad.
If you thought it was going to be a close game, you're crazy.
No.
Like,
The
No.
spread was
Should have
1.5,
known. I
bro.
should have known Vikings defense. I should have known. I mean,
And so they got the Vikings. They had Daniel Jones
if you
in a
saw this,
blender, man. They had him locked up.
They are who we thought they were.
Exactly.
if you saw
Killed him.
Danny Pennies in preseason,
Penny.
he was rolling out in the end zone. I mean, he should have just went down for the safety. He's about to get sacked. Go down for 2 points. He chucks it up in the air to a wide open defender. Waltzes in. That's in the preseason. They're like, oh, God, that's a sign of things to come. It was almost identical play. He threw a 10-yard pick six. A 10-yard pick six out of the end zone. I mean, why do you even throw the ball? I would just go down at that point. It's insane, his thought process. This money is getting to his head, obviously.
Who's the
I mean,
Giants' backup?
It's not Tyrod anymore.
No,
because he's on the
Tyrod's
Jets. It's Danny DeVito.
Oh, my-
or no, what's his
yeah.
name?
Not
Tommy DeVito.
Danny
DeVito.
I would have loved to
No,
see
Tommy.
4'10" Danny DeVito come out there. Frank Reynolds come out and get a snap and
Just
then
be
dunk
wrong.
him. I would die.
Oh my God! No, Tommy
Either
DeVito
way.
for real is the backup. Tommy DeVito, he did better than Jones overall last year. I'll give him that. In a backup role, so they probably should.
It was a
think about.
mirage. New York has those every now and then.
I said from the get-go. They should have drafted Penix. They should have never went after Neighbors because they didn't need Neighbors. When you draft a receiver, you need a quarterback to throw
You
to
saw a
him.
little psychology of what they were
You
thinking.
need a
of what-
quarterback to throw to
what
him,
their
though.
plan was, and they're like, we're putting all our chips in
Malik might get
on-
some good
on him
yards
because
and stuff.
they
He's
paid
not
him.
going
They
to be
have
happy
to now.
He's not
They
going to be
have
happy
to put
there.
things around him because we've invested so much money in
Nope.
him. We're gonna invest draft picks. It's
Nope.
like it's like
You
owning
need
a
an
boat. It's like
O-line.
owning a boat. You just
You
keep
needed
paying
somebody
money
to
into this
replace
thing.
Saquon.
You don't get anything
dude.
out of it. Except
Speaking of,
You needed
Penix,
somebody to replace
can we talk
Saquon.
about the Atlanta game?
we can jump.
Because
We can jump
week
to that
4.
one. Yeah.
They
Week
might
4.
want to put Penix.
Week
in
4. I said
because
week 4. It
Cousins
might be week 2.
is still hurt.
He didn't want to plan on that leg. He was
No, he can't plan on it.
He
You
can't
can
do
tell.
any. He didn't move out of the pocket. That throw that you see, like he couldn't do
Yes.
any. He had nothing.
Yes.
He could. They need to. I mean, it doesn't matter. You have to go to Penix. You have to go to somebody. It can't be Cousins.
Penix is a
Cousins
good quarterback.
can't. Like Cousins can't play.
I agree completely. I
If
want to
he-
see
if he
Penix
just
so
needs-
bad.
if
And
he-
this is not hating on Cousins. I like Cousins.
He would
I think
evolve
No,
the
I mean, he
offense.
just needs more time to heal. I don't think he's washed. I think he needs more time to heal.
So then,
So then
don't
stop playing
let
him.
play.
Yeah, stop
But how do you put a quarterback in that's a rookie and then take him back out?
I
with
think
the quarterback?
I think I take my
No,
pick,
if
but the
he's
rookie-
hot, then
You
he
need to
stays
stop
in.
Thinking about this, you're telling the rookie, "Hey, you're playing because this guy can't throw
hurt.
the ball, so we need you to play." When he is ready to play, then you're coming out. This is football. This is a fucking business. Quit fucking whining.
But
Like,
if-
what
how
the
it
fuck are
works.
we doing here?
I
Like,
don't
oh,
know.
we don't want to hurt his feelings. What are we gonna do?
You think-
what are we
Hey, hold
gonna
on,
do?
hold on.
Put him in the game, and
You
then we
think
have
they
to
knew
take
that?
him out.
Do you not- they knew that when they
NFL
drafted
runs
him?
like that. You
No, I get that, but that's fucking bullshit.
I can't say
Like,
If he's red hot, they're going to keep him in, though. They're not going to take him out.
Right? It's what happened. it's what happened
if
with
he comes in,
Dak.
he's lighting it up.
That's how Dak became the starter.
That's how Tom
But-
Brady became a starter.
Yes. Jalen Hurts became
So basically, what they're telling everybody is like, we don't want to risk putting Penix in and then having to take him out later on.
Glad to
we're
have
just
you here,
gonna
my man.
stuck with Cousins in here because he can't do anything and he's not going to get better
Yeah,
because
no,
we're
that's
going to
bad
keep
plan.
playing.
I don't like
that.
that.
Doesn't make any sense.
No, that's
I
a
agree.
bad plan.
I want
I
Penix
hope
in.
that-
I want to
it's
see
Barrage.
Penix in this
But
offense.
Penix is your future.
got
You don't
Bajan,
want to like put him in
Pitts,
before he's learned. Like the
London.
game slows down for people.
They're going to
over
win
time.
games with Penix, not Cousins.
He knows how to play,
And-
man.
So
If a guy can't plant, don't let him
A lot of
throw. He's going to
rookie
tear his
quarterbacks
damn
just
Achilles
feel fun. I
again.
mean, it's not- it might not be
Right.
They're
great.
going to tear it again in 3 games if he keeps throwing.
They're going to be forced to put him in. If you don't want to put Penix in, find someone else. Like, just go find
Yeah,
somebody.
they will
Yeah, they
probably
need to
put
put
him out
Penix
there
in
again
now.
this week, and if he looks like He just cannot physically throw.
Oh, they'll put him in an
already looks
I
like that. He can't throw.
the whole game.
They
he
might.
was
I know.
ter-
I'm
he was
saying like if he
terrible.
starts the game like that, you might see Penix this next game.
He's
They might just yoink him and say, you know what, like put the kid out there, see what he's got, because what we've
And
got. Put the kid
It
out
was
there,
awful.
see what he's got.
He's coming off an Achilles
I get
injury.
they were
dude.
playing the Steelers defense as well.
Yeah,
which doesn't make it
TJ
easy.
Watt was
Doesn't make it easy.
Yeah, he
But
was all over the
when
place.
you see video of him just standing in the pocket to throw a 15-yard pass and he doesn't put any pressure on his back foot and throws it into the ground. That wasn't pressure. That wasn't anything. The guy
He's
was
just
open.
rely on arm strength, and he's 40 years old.
Dude, Achilles injury is one of the hardest muscles
But
in
you
the
know,
body to
like,
fully repair, though.
But
You know what
once
I'm
he
saying?
gets healthy, say Kirk, go on the pup,
But you're
take
saying
4
once,
weeks off,
though.
take a month off, get receivers. We'll see where you're at, because when he got hurt last year, he was leading the league in passing. He was having a hell of a start.
That's what I'm
season
saying.
last year.
He's really good.
So
That's what
he
like
just needs to get healthy.
But like I said, dude, he went out last year after a few games. He should be out at least a full year after Achilles injury. Ask Aaron Rodgers. Ask not McCaffrey. He didn't tear his Achilles, but he's dealing with Achilles problems. He can tell you how bad that shit hurts. Anyone with Achilles tear injury, it's going to be more than a year full recovery. He did not have a full year recovery. He started practicing way too early. You saw in the game, he was uncomfortable the whole game. It doesn't matter what defense is running against him. He was not rolling.
Yeah.
He was not stepping into passes.
Never
All of
moved
his
out of the
passes looked
pocket.
garbage. The one to Pitts he got was lucky right over the middle, and Pitts made that freaking catch
He
happen.
never moved out of
And
the
that,
pocket.
yes, it was ugly.
the
But John
Steelers-
didn't benefit from it. Nobody
Steelers
benefited from
offense
it.
is still the same offense.
Yes, but
It's-
their defense saved them, just like the Bears.
Well,
Their
it's the same
defense.
Steelers team. Awful offense.
TJ Watt is a difference maker, man. That dude is.
Russ standing on the sidelines
a-
with his pads ready to go, and he's
But I like
inactive.
that, man. I like
Do you
that.
not think that
I like
they're
that.
better
He's
off with
corny.
Justin
He's
Fields?
corny as fuck. It's just,
I think Russell should be out there
I
for
think
sure.
it's Justin
well, okay.
Fields.
So we can
Did you
just
see Justin Fields?
I think it's
gotta be
six in
Russell.
one
Yeah,
hand.
yeah. But you got a
half a
guy
dozen
that
in
has
that.
more physical talent that might make something happen versus the guy that's old and going to do the same stuff.
He's not that old. He's not
Oh,
too
yeah,
old.
yeah. They got him for $1
32?
million.
He can make the
Like, almost league
Broncos pay
minimum.
for that. I mean,
Broncos.
So, but like, don't they play him
doesn't
in like
mean he's a
week
bad
4
quarterback.
or something? You don't think Russell Wilson wants to start that game?
he wants to start now.
He'll start.
He
He's
wants
gonna
to start
over-
immediately.
He's going to start over Fields when
Yeah.
he's healthy. But
When he's healthy, he's going to be starting.
we can glaze over Saints Panthers 47-10. Panthers
It's over at
passed
halftime.
again. You know, I don't know. I felt like an idiot because someone convinced me to bet the Panthers plus 4.5. That blew up in my face. So, because I did
convinced you.
listen my research, but it just blew up in my face.
Whoa.
Yeah, well, but you know,
That's a
just
blowout at
because,
halftime.
It
because
happens.
What Derek Carr is bad. He does not cover, and the Panthers spent a lot of money, and it was just.
I got
like,
you.
they
No, I
could
got
be-
you.
I'm not even saying they were good, just like not super terrible. Turned
They
out
were
it was-
super terrible.
They were very,
just
very
like
good.
last
He
year.
threw a pick on like
They were
the
worse.
first pass attempt.
Awful game.
And it was, and so we'll just skip right over that. I think the Saints suck too, but I think the Panthers
I
are just.
also think the Saints suck.
I think the Saints
Oh,
suck
I
too.
do too.
But the Panthers are just that bad.
He took advantage of it.
So, if you got the Panthers coming up on your schedule, that's probably going to be a dub. If you lose to the Panthers this year,
Dallas, New Orleans, we'll see what they're made of.
Jags, Dolphins.
Till 2 halves.
So
Offenses.
before
pissed me
I-
the
Jags didn't
and
look
so
bad until the second
before
half.
we even talk about the game, we got to talk about Tyreek before the game,
Yes.
right? He gets pulled over. Tyreek gets pulled over for like going over 100 miles an hour or 110, something like that, in a 55. Gets pulled over. I think everybody's kind of seen the video. I think Josh probably. I think we got a clip. You want to run that?
Hey, don't knock on my window like that, man. Don't knock on
Why don't you have your seatbelt on?
Don't knock on my window.
Why don't you have your seatbelt on?
knock on my window like that, no.
Like what?
Don't knock on my window like
Why
that.
you have it up?
Don't knock on my window like that.
Why you have it up? I have to knock to let you know I'm here.
Don't knock
That
on
way you
my
can
window.
lower it and talk to
Just
you.
get my ticket, bro, so I can go. I'm finna be late, gang. Do what you gotta do.
Keep it down. Hey! Keep your window down. Hey, keep your window down.
Don't tell me what.
Keep your window down. I'm gonna get you out of the car. As a matter of fact, get out of the car. Get out
All
of.
right. So we saw the clip. Opinions, boys, about just generally speaking. I'll step one for me, at least if I want to start. The first thing, don't go 115 and a 55 in a Lamborghini. Okay, it draws a lot of attention, so don't do that. Step one.
Second, don't be an asshole straight off the rip.
He was being a little indignant. He had an attitude about him. I think Tyreek spent a
Little
little
bit.
too much time in the bubble and not outside in real life.
Right.
So he's just used to being, Tyreek Hill, which is awesome. Great. That's great. But he got to dress with a little bit of real life. He's not used to people being confrontational with him or giving him an attitude. So
Right.
He popped off with an attitude, and then after the game, played a victim. And when he scored a touchdown, acted like he got
He had his
arrested.
hands
This
behind-
dude knows
That was pretty
exactly what
funny,
he's
though.
doing.
That was fun.
Like he is playing everybody.
no, yeah, and you're 100%.
Still a baller.
Like, I know he's a good player, but like I don't necessarily buy. I think he was kind of an ass. I think the cops were kind of.
Oh, it was a
mad.
pissing
Took it way
contest.
over the top. He was an
Who
asshole,
was
but
in charge?
he took it way over the top.
To get him out of the car and kind of flex on him a little bit.
seatbelt thing.
I'm the law. Basically, he was telling the guy, he's like, I'm in charge here. Blah blah blah. Just trying to flex on Tyreek a little bit, and
He said, "I'll break that window."
Right.
Anybody else going 115 and a 55 is going to jail,
I thought it was a
regardless if
seatbelt
they
thing.
comply.
I didn't think it was a speed.
for the most part, yeah. I think Calais Campbell was involved in some way, shape, or form. Like he tried to approach the scene,
Yeah,
very
exactly.
kind of peacefully. And
Cops
they gave
cannot
him,
take you out of the
They gave
vehicle.
him some business too, but
Gave him some
I don't know, but whatever the guy
Gave him the business.
Give them remember the old Ron Cherry call when he threw the flag back in the day? He was giving him the business and he gave him a 15-yard penalty. I forget. It's an old clip, but so you've got. So what do you think, boys? What are you guys?
I mean, I'm
No, I agree. Like, I think that he was an asshole. Was a complete dick, but
the cops can't
the
take you out
cop
of the
was
vehicle.
like a being an asshole as well. And
They were both just kind of being.
It was a
Right.
pissing contest.
He went way over
It
the
wasn't
top.
exactly like it's just like it was a pissing match and just so
The cops should just give him
I
a
would still
ticket.
be
He
in
was
jail
about
if
to
it
be
was
in the
me.
freaking.
I would still be there.
yeah, no.
about to go play
If it
Drew
were
wouldn't
me,
help with
they
me.
would have taken me to jail for reckless driving.
oh, you'd be out by now.
Drew wasn't helping me.
Yeah, I'm getting arrested, Drew.
He did say,
Call
"Give me
Drew.
the ticket."
That's
Say,
I guess
"Give me the
that's how he
ticket
broke
and
the
let me
news
go."
so fast because he was on the phone with him. But so that huge distraction before the game leads to the game, and the final: Dolphins 20, Jaguars 17. It was kind of a mess of a game, to be honest. Jaguars had this game by the throat, and Etienne just blew it. He fumbles.
I mean,
Dolphins
Lawrence
picking up,
Lawrence
going to
had
the
no
end zone.
good
I can.
drives.
It's
The second
it's
half.
telling me this is going to be another fun fantasy.
And then
year.
Oh,
very next play,
Fumbled.
Tyreek goes for 80 yards.
I couldn't believe that.
And
Unbelievable.
then does the arrest celebration in the end zone.
he had
And
nothing till then, too. He
Yeah, I know.
shut down completely.
And Tua, he's my starting fantasy quarterback. He was the only player to eclipse 300 yards this week, but it just did look a little disjointed. Everything
One
was,
third of it was on one play.
yeah, and exactly right.
Exactly.
It just for the most of the game, it just looked a
he
little
broke two
disjointed.
guys.
You like to think of Miami, they like to pass the ball, but it comes up with the run. They didn't run very well. A-Chain's like more of a
Chain
receiver.
and Mostert got hurt.
Mostert's
Both
a
of 'em.
little banged up, so we'll see. But
That's
the
pretty
stories about
wild.
the Jaguars too, man. They had this game by the balls and they just let it go. And
We call that shit in the bed. They shit the bed.
They were just so blank in their offense. Besides ETN, like they had no pass plays working. Everything was just very stagnant. 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. They kept giving Miami opportunity after opportunity.
Well,
And,
I was
like,
watching
They weren't
it.
even playing great defense. They were just giving it to them. Like run, pass, incomplete. Run, pass, incomplete. And then ETN had that one big play, and he fumbled in the
Peterson
end zone.
going for it on his
That
like
was
his
it.
own
Yes.
35 or
What is
whatever it was.
going on?
Like,
and then
no,
they
that's pressing. That's
missed-
coaching. He's pressing. He's like,
what the
I
hell?
Well, that's Peterson.
I can feel momentum
Oh,
shifting.
come
I can
on,
feel momentum
35.
shifting. I need to
That
gain
was
control of this game. I'm
unbelievable.
going to go for it.
He's not a smart man.
I was watching that game.
Well,
and the Bills game.
he won a title for the Eagles, so
What? Not because he's smart.
That
No,
was
but
a-
I was watching both
that
of
was
those
one
games,
bad
the Bills game and
coaching
the
decision,
the Dolphins game, and I was sitting there thinking the Jets got to play San Francisco on Monday night. How crazy would it be for New England to be the only team with the win in our division? It was kind of looking like
Oh,
that
yeah,
could be a
that was.
possibility
Well,
before halftime.
Arizona was close. That was crazy.
Well, the only team with a win in the NFC North was the Steelers.
It's pretty wild too.
I know,
That's pretty wild.
yeah.
Pretty
My
wild.
my father-in-law, shout out Tim. Shout out my father-in-law Tim if you're watching. He's a Steelers fan. He
Hey.
walks into my house today.
With the terrible towel.
No, he had no child. He was like, "Do you know who's leading the division?" And I'm like, "Yes, the Steelers are because they're 1-0." Oh,
Good job, Tim.
yeah. So he just kind of rubbed my nose in a little bit.
1-0,
Shout out
baby.
Tim.
1-0.
But that's all right. But moving forward, we got our next game, Texans Colts. This was a great game. I love this game.
Oh yeah, to the end. 2 young, good quarterbacks.
The Colts barely covered. It was plus 2.5.
Someone
So
should
it-
show Chris
um,
Collinsworth the throw that Anthony Richardson made in this game.
70 yards in the
yeah,
air.
and
That was
CJ Stroud the same. He
unbelievable.
converted a 4th down on his knees and
yeah.
throws a rocket out.
Oh my
and then you
gosh.
throw your
How
talking
did he get to throw
Yeah,
it from his
if you're on
knees?
your knees,
If
you're
he's on
down.
his
No,
knees.
no, he
Off his
went
back
down.
foot, I
no,
thought.
no, he went down to his knees. No,
How
he
you-
did.
Then how did he
then-
throw it?
Then you're down.
If he goes to his knees,
He didn't get touched. No, he
down.
slipped. No one touched him. No one touched
Okay.
him. No one touched him.
Okay,
He slipped
okay.
in the pocket
Okay.
on his knees and threw it.
I got
you. I don't know the rules.
I got you.
And then,
Well,
You didn't
the
say
look
that.
on your face
You
when
didn't
I
say
asked-
that.
when
I thought you
how did it-
that's why you're asking.
You said you
I
didn't
don't
say
know.
Like you don't know the rules.
That's funny.
But the
Anyways, keep
And then
going.
what I was saying,
Richardson
like, Chris
basically
Collinsworth said that
arm punt into the end zone, nails Alec Pierce in the end zone.
right.
That's
And
great
what I
there.
think Chris Collinsworth said in the game Sunday was like a 6-yard pass that Matt Stafford made when he wasn't looking. It was like, that's the pass of the year. It's like,
So,
you,
you know-
you didn't watch
okay.
the game earlier.
Do you like Chris Collinsworth?
That no look pass was pretty sweet though.
Do you like Chris Collinsworth?
He says so much stupid. I don't hate him. He just
like-
says
I
a
like
lot
it.
of stupid.
He says
He's a
Patrick
good
Mahomes
voice.
more times than the quarterback playing the game. Even when the Chiefs aren't playing.
Okay.
All right. Well,
You're
you
right,
just
you're
let
right.
that bother you because you're a Bills fan.
No, I
I
hate it
think
too.
Patrick Mahomes is
No,
the
he's
best
such a
quarterback. I
glazer
don't
for
think
Mahomes.
he is.
He's such a glazer for Mahomes. He'd love. Like
He's good.
He throw, I
you
get it.
don't like it because you're a Ravens fan
Right.
and you're glazing Lamar. So, yeah, that's why. Like, he
I don't want
says
to
a lot of
biased.
I'm the ox.
stuff.
like,
He says a lot of stupid stuff, but no, I don't. I mean, he is what he
You
is.
like Chris Collinsworth?
He's better than Tom Brady.
Yeah.
That was,
I like him
in
as
and
an
out of
announcer.
news.
He's a
Yeah,
good voice.
it was a little
He's a
uneven.
good voice for the NFL. I like.
Brady's voice, I find to be a little irritating.
It's like screeching.
I
and
find it to
it's
be a little
so
irritating.
I don't want to. I don't want to listen. Yeah.
Let's
keep it
but
rolling.
that was a great game. You know,
As much as
Yeah,
I hate
back
to
and
say
forth,
it,
man.
Diggs did good. He got 2
I mean, no,
touchdowns.
well, he had like
They
9
gave
air
him
yards.
two-
on his-
they gave him 2 catches
Two
inside the 5-yard line
yeah,
for touchdowns.
Yeah, very quick guys. 2 quick guys for
31
touchdowns.
yards.
Nico Collins. It's like, dude, give this boy a touchdown.
Joe Mixon was the
man.
story of the game for the Texans.
I got him on
He
fantasy
had
and I had a
30
bet for him
carries.
to score.
They
a
gave Joe
touchdown.
Mixon 30 carries.
I think that whole offense.
No
will be
gloves, just hossing it. Joe Mixon is so happy to be in that offense. He's going to be.
Fine. I
I'm
think
hoping
that'll
he's
be
on
the
my
team.
so let's
That'll
go.
be the team to compete with you guys and the Chiefs for sure.
But
and the
I,
AFC.
I think both of these teams are
They're going to
actually
be a great
pretty
offense.
good. So we'll see how they're going.
I
forward.
think the Texans
As
are
long
better.
as Richardson
Mix-
stays healthy with his rushing upside, he
Yes.
wants to run,
He's really
but he's
good.
got to like learn
They
how to
got
slide.
They got JT too.
Yeah,
They didn't
yeah,
play
they-
any JT much,
Yeah, so-
man.
Um,
He was very.
So we get into the 4:00 window. Raiders Chargers. The only thing I took away from this game, truthfully, I felt good as a Ravens fan to see
Hardball, baby.
J.K. Dobbins ripping down the field.
Yeah.
Because I liked him I really did like him as a player.
Yeah, J.K.
I wish
did
it would have
good.
worked out in Baltimore just because he was just always hurt. I hope he stays healthy. I hope he plays well for the Chargers, minus the game that he plays against us later. But shout out J.K. Dobbins. It was good to see. Gus didn't look good, but they're like a mini Baltimore clone over
Yep.
there. In
They got them both.
in Los Angeles.
The best
So-
part of that game was the fights outside. And in that.
Raiders fans.
Fans.
Well, Raiders. They, they would fight a light pole. Like, I'm serious.
There was a fight going on between a Chargers fan and a Raiders fan, and this other Raiders fan was like just coming in, like trying to break it up or whatever. They both just beat the shit out of
And
that
then Uno
Raiders fan.
reversed him and like, hey, break it up, break it up.
And they beat the shit out of that.
That's crazy.
Finally, someone's break it up and get my. Wait a second.
Like they got like he was on the ground and they were punching him while he was like out on the ground. Like it was bad.
And still,
It's like mind your business, asshole.
and still, the Philly fans get the worst rep, even though Raiders fans beat the crap out of opposing fans in the parking lot.
That happens at every NFL game.
Yeah.
No, it's
It
just
happens
it's
more
just
in
always.
Philadelphia.
it's always- it's just always Raiders.
There was a fight in the game.
That's true. They had a little dust up, didn't they?
Yeah, 2 players got are suspended.
Yep.
All right, Broncos Seahawks.
Oh my god! I texted the group. I said, going off the first couple minutes of this Broncos game, this is gonna be a crazy game. Just by I get the vibes of it. 2 safeties in the first half. I'm like, well, I told you. I told you. What the fuck?
There was like a fumble in the first minute,
Yeah. That
or interception or
wild.
something.
The game was. It was bonkers.
Bo Nix has a good chance to be the best.
it was-
quarterback
yeah,
they've had
no,
in a long
it-
time.
I think.
I don't think he's bad.
Seattle.
I mean,
defense
Bo Nix
looked
had a
good.
bad game. Bo Nix didn't, you know.
Did you see the one play that he did score? He juked.
Yeah, no, he can
juked
run a
and
little bit.
Spun
and
in.
off
Off the spun.
I think he'll be
he
fine.
got in.
Thankfully,
That
he
was
didn't mess up
pretty
the
sweet.
cover because it was 26-20. And
See, why are you
it
okay
was
with
a
Bo Nix
minus
starting,
6
but
was
not
a,
Penix?
was a push.
Who do they got above Nix?
It doesn't
Who,
matter.
who does Atlanta have above Penix?
But that's what I'm saying.
He got Zach
Nobody.
Wilson. Zach Wilson's out there in Denver.
Oh
as
my
the
God.
backup.
Yeah, there you go.
Really want to play Wilson?
Like
You really want to play?
I'm just saying, like I get what you're saying, but sometimes you got to play who you got to play, you know.
Yeah, good point there, boy.
And if Cousins can't play, then you got to play Penix.
Yeah.
I really like Penn.
We'll leave that to the Falcons. And
I want to
what
see
they
him.
do.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I ain't making this.
Yep,
Robert,
the
next
Eagles
one.
this week.
Cowboys Browns.
Good win.
They won in the
They look
first
good,
half.
man.
They really won it. The
Deshaun
game
sucks.
was over at halftime.
Everyone thought Deshaun was some golden.
I'm not
arm still. He's
gonna
man.
get on the Cowboys hype train or anything, but a good win by them.
There's nothing to jump on. They didn't have an. It
They-
wasn't that impressive.
Dude,
I know, like it was a nice win. And
It was a nice win.
was a
They
nice,
handled
solid
business, but it was because Deshaun couldn't throw the ball.
Yeah,
I saw a quote, man. This dude Deshaun lost his spirit on that massage table, man. He lost his spirit, dude. If you,
it was all
they
ejected out of him.
They had video of him in the pocket. He literally looked like a completely different person than the guy in Houston 3 years ago. He was overthrowing guys that are right here, looking at him right here. Overthrew.
He
That's
threw
why
one.
Dayton
He
got a
threw one.
pick.
Almost went into the stands.
Yeah.
the guy was in the
That-
end zone.
Dude, yeah, he was open,
was
wide
bad.
open.
No, I watched
over
a
the
good part of that
shoulder.
game.
He threw it 8 yards over
Now-
his head. It was insane.
You do have Micah Parsons down your throat. I get it,
He looked terrible
get it.
overall as a quarterback.
but he was awful. He was absolutely.
he was
Worst. I will.
You guys are
I will
doing
die on
great,
this hill.
but he was
I
making
think
you
it's
guys up even
probably
better.
1A or 1B of worst contracts ever.
No, it's the worst ever. It is the worst ever. 230 guaranteed.
They scored a mercy touchdown at the end with 30 seconds. It shouldn't have even been a
Right.
close game.
Right.
How close
Score
was
wise.
Russell Wilson's contract to that, though? I mean, that was quite awful from Denver as well.
You're right.
And they gave up
You're
a
right
bunch of
about
draft
that.
picks.
And then they got
That trade was bad. Seattle
they're
wanted that
paying
trade.
Right.
Pittsburgh to
It wasn't
play
230.
against them right now. That's funny.
Dax,
I can't wait
how
for
much
them to
People go
win
crazy
again.
for a quarterback.
guaranteed Dax is? He got 240.
It's
I know.
And like 200 and some of
They
it.
got the
guaranteed.
deals.
But the
No,
crazy
do you
part
know how
is,
much?
like,
It's almost all of it.
they gave him more money.
231.
But they
He's
gave him
1
more
million
money than
over.
I know,
everybody
I know. He better
per
fucking
capita
play up
per
to it,
year.
not
But
get
like
hurt.
in contract, he didn't make more money than Patrick Mahomes. He
Who?
just Dak. He's got a 4-year contract. He's making more each year, but not more in total money.
You think
They didn't
Williams
trust
is
Dak
bad? I
enough to give him
guarantee
a
the New
6-year
Orleans
extension.
is close.
That's why it's a 4-year.
Well, this is his second.
Mahomes'
This is
second
his
one,
second
they
contract
extended him 7
extension.
years,
He's a
and
10
3 years later
game.
they extended it 7
right.
more. Like Patrick Mahomes paid forever.
Dude.
What are you arguing? That
All right, here we
Mahomes is a
go.
better
How
quarterback
many we
than
got
Dak?
left?
No, what I'm saying is like everybody keeps talking about Dak's new contract, but it's really only over 4 years. So they put a lot of money out, but just 4 years. A lot of these other quarterbacks are getting longer.
Right, but the issue is the thing that it is salary cap. Salary cap is run year by year. So you're paying this guy the most money per year than anyone in the NFL. So 60, he's taking the biggest
but if
salary
you take
cap.
if you look at
man.
$260 million versus
Cowboys.
$450 million.
You're not getting what I'm saying. I get
No, that's what I'm saying. He's only making more money per capita.
right.
That's it. Like he's not really
Right, but that's why they talk about the reason they
Financial
talk
talk.
about what the Dax of he's making and not like compared to Mahomes is because they go year by year because of salary cap because you have to
I
talk
understand
about
that, and the salary cap's going to change again in the next 5 years.
Sure.
I can foresee
Probably,
there
yeah.
being a salary cap just for the quarterback position.
No, I don't think that's
The
going to
NFL's
happen. It's just
talking
going to
about it.
keep going up.
right.
But
You know what? I wouldn't hate that.
No, because if you
wouldn't
look at
hate
each
that.
team, if you're paying this guy this much money, your total cap is
The rest of your
$250 million.
team is dog
That's a quarter, 20% to a quarter
I think
of your
within
team's financial
six-
is wrapped up in a quarterback.
6 to 8 years, a quarterback's going to make $100 million a year.
Is he worth it
Probably,
in the long
dude.
run?
And they will have their own salary cap.
Is he worth it in the
They'll be
long
able to
run?
manage that.
Got somebody else? It's not his
No,
responsibility to
They can
to
manage it.
interact with cops.
Because what happens if we have another global epidemic like
responsibility to know how to
COVID,
interact
and
with
it
this.
screws the ratings over there, and
You're
nobody's
correct,
salary
Cole
cap
Ryan.
goes up? They've got to find a way to still pay these people.
These guys are
So
talking
you
about
buy into the fact that
contracts.
these NFL teams lost money during COVID.
I think
and
they
that
didn't make. I didn't say that. I think they didn't make
Got
as
some
much money, and they didn't.
But they make so
not-
much money.
I'm not
dude.
shedding a tear for the NFL.
Billion. I'm not. I am not. Not at all. Give all of them. Give as much money as these players want to the players. I will take the player side 100% of the time.
Well, if those players don't play, we'll find other players to play. I'll watch anybody play.
But the thing
I
is,
don't have to have that. When we
Talk
have
about
like
But the
scat-
thing is,
Somebody out there would pay him $60 million. You're
so
telling me-
you think that these owners should just get to keep all the money?
I mean, they invested in that team, and that's their assets going out there. It's not your assets. It's not the
But-
people watching it. It's not the players' assets.
But
They're
the
invested.
employees of that company.
generate the revenue.
Exactly. You said it right there.
But they still need a
generate the
job.
revenue. So all that money that they make is generated because of those players. They make the money because so why should the players not get their
I
share
don't
of
know.
that?
Why is there a cap on it? The owners, do they put the cap
I will
on it?
never take the owner's side
getting-
on
I'm
that
just
shit.
saying,
The
they
players
invested
deserve
in
every
debate.
bit of that money.
Getting off
The owners are still getting rich with the
There's-
players
yeah,
making
even if-
$100
even if they
million
took, like,
a
20
year.
Even if they took like 20%, they'd still be.
The players.
If my owner was Jerry Jones, I'd feel the same as him.
The only people who can't say that is Green Bay because they're.
but it's the same. But with the salary cap, it's the same. It's not like we can spend more than you guys.
I know, but if quarterbacks are making $100 million
Who's the last
a
great ball
year and the
QB?
salary cap doesn't go up, you've got to find a way to make it work.
But the salary cap goes up the salary cap's been going up
Getting
like
live
every year.
questions here, guys.
Every single year, the salary cap's been going up.
Live
And the salary
questions
cap
from
is a
our
fucking
fans.
myth. If you look at some of these contracts that teams are able to sign year after year and year, the way that they rearrange the contracts to put it,
All they do is
because if you give it to them in
renegotiate in a
if you give it
bonus.
to them in a signing bonus, then it's guaranteed, which means that's not put into the salary cap. The salary cap is bullshit. You can rearrange with all that with it.
But
no
everybody
matter
has the
what.
same ability to do that. Like, not
Right,
one
that's
team
what
has
I'm
that.
saying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's not. I wish I didn't have Jerry Jones as an owner.
Slash GM. Oh,
Slash coach.
yeah. He wishes he could probably.
He's got
Yeah,
Mike
agree.
Crosby out there like Pinocchio.
Moving on. Commanders, Buccaneers. Commanders defense really bad. Jane Daniels run the ball like.
I expected.
Yeah. And then Buccaneers,
Yeah,
Baker Mayfield looked good.
Offense looked really good.
Yeah. I mean, not too much. That's kind of what I expected, but not too much to say about that game unless you have an opinion.
They look like the best
Tampa-
team in the South.
Tampa Bay looked really
Tampa
good.
Bay
just
looked
like
good.
last
Yeah. I
year.
mean, that division's minus the Panthers.
Look at
It's
Baker
wide
Mayfield,
open.
man. Baker Mayfield's doing really good with what he's got.
And then last Sunday night game, Rams Lions, great game. A lot of
Playoff game from
And
last year. That was really good.
That was a good game. Went to overtime. Lions win it 26-20.
That overtime, the Lions just said this is. David Montgomery basically said, "This is."
They got
that's
that
how
coin
they
toss,
played in the
man. They got that
playoffs
coin
last
toss.
year.
That was
They
it.
get if
You,
you're
you
in the
saw
first
Dan
game,
Campbell when they got the coin toss.
pounds
He's like,
of
"Listen,
rock."
Yeah.
Who's the last ball quarterback? Do you know?
when we do our
Bald?
quick little segment, duds and studs for fantasy,
Bald
my
quarterback.
nominee for dud was Amon-Ra St. Brown. He kind of disappeared in the game, but they could they use more from him? Yeah, but they still got the dub. No worries about him going forward. He just didn't have a great game.
Jobs.
Yeah.
Rams, Puka's hurt. He's got a bum knee now. Who knows when he'll be out? I saw a wild stat. Our boy Cooper Kupp, 21 targets.
Yep.
And he had about 14
That's
catches.
what it was like a few years ago.
I'm trying to tell you,
After
even if-
Puka got
even if
hurt, I
Puka
mean, that
was
was it.
there. Cooper Kupp is still the number one receiver in that offense.
But they were throwing to Puka before he got hurt, so it
Oh,
would have
yeah,
been
I
both
think he
of
had
them.
4 or 5 catches in the first half. So I mean,
Yeah.
he was getting his. But that just that sucks for him. I hope he comes back healthy. But I think the Rams will be good too. Kyrie Williams looked good. Stafford looked fine. So the offense looks good, and the defense is coming around. There's question marks
Lost
about
a few
them
O-linemen.
considering they're no Aaron Donald anymore. So I thought they acquitted themselves fairly well. The defense there,
If
but
they stay healthy, they're gonna upset somebody in the playoffs.
I think the Rams
Oh,
are
yeah, for
alive.
sure.
Yeah, I think the
They
Rams
made
are
the
alive.
playoffs last year.
And
They're,
then,
they're a good team.
Last game, week 1.
Is that your jersey?
Oh well. Last
where it
game
belongs.
was the 49ers Jets last night.
They don't need McCaffrey.
Mason looked. I mean,
That
They
O-
played a really
That
good
O
freaking
line,
defense.
tight
The
end,
Jets have a good
fullback.
defense.
the scheme
The
looked good. For,
Niners won before they got
first-
McCaffrey. McCaffrey was just a plus to them when they got McCaffrey.
Yeah.
They were winning without him.
That guy Mason had a
agree.
good game. If you had swapped out the name McCaffrey and Mason, you would be like, oh yeah, he just did his thing.
pretty much that, yeah.
So he
would've
he
done
stepped
that.
right in. He filled in
Yep.
for McCaffrey late scratch. I'm sure.
Shanahan has a scheme. It's his scheme.
Yeah, the scheme was
He
really
can
good,
plug
and,
anybody into it.
I'm sure
But when you plug
fantasy owners,
McCaffrey
including
in,
myself, who had McCaffrey left to play, needed him
Didn't-
and couldn't. You can't do anything. You're just
didn't
good.
matter to me.
It mattered to me. I lost to Zach
My
by like a
buddy-
1.5 because
My buddy in my league was smart enough to get George or Mason a few days ago, and then he plugged him in.
Well,
you
yeah,
lost
good
by a
for-
point.
He won
Yeah.
because
My
of that.
cousin lost in my. in
Yeah.
Jimmy's
Oh
league.
yeah, and that. Speaking of that game last night, for those who needed it, Jake Moody,
Oh man,
the Monday night money
Money
shot of the
shooter.
week,
the money shooter.
26 fantasy points.
What did it? Who did it help last night? Who did it help?
It helped Mark, right?
Oh my god,
Mark,
This dude was
he
like,
won by a 0.1 thanks to Jake Moody and his 26 points.
Who was he playing?
Jimmy.
Jimmy had the game won.
And he had him locked up.
He had an
all-
11
I mean,
He had 11% chance to win at the beginning of the game.
so
Last year, Mark won with one. You did it once, and Mark did it once. They had 1% going into Monday night. This is where the Monday night money shot became a thing.
Yeah.
Mark
Just
did it,
last
and then
second,
Brent did it.
I beat
And then
Robert
he
on
beat
a
Robert,
Nakua catch.
and that was the reason Robert didn't go to the playoffs. But we won't talk about that. But
Every year's a new
this
year.
year,
Feels good to start out
it's
one
back for week 1. We're already getting the money shooter. That's pretty cool.
Did you win this week? Yeah. Did you win this week?
Yes.
What about you, Robert? Oh.
It's only 1 week. We could easily lose this week, and he could go off.
So
And you got very.
I did know. I
fortunate.
really did. I thought I was.
You got
expecting
very
to lose.
fortunate,
If Puka got
so,
hurt, I would have lost. But
Yeah.
well, now that we're wrapped up with the games, let's just talk a little fantasy studs and duds. Like who did really well, who kind of sucked, who stuck out to you for the most part. I think I said mine earlier. Amon-Ra had a terrible game, and I think the tight end position as a
He'll
whole,
be fine.
like across the board, minus Isaiah Likely, your tight end did not do well for you this week. Of like your top 10 guys.
Well, I think Amon-Ra, people need to think about the fact that they drafted Jameson Williams. He's completely healthy now. He's gonna be.
He's the guy they
He's
thought
gonna
he would
be one
yeah.
of the good targets for him. Amon-Ra is not gonna get blanketed like he did last year because they needed to blanket him last year. He's not gonna get the targets he did last year because
Laporta
Williams is going to get
Yeah,
targets.
Laporta's healthy-ish,
Yes.
but like he didn't have, I
But
think
Gibbs and Montgomery are going to run 60% of the time, or catch out of the backfield.
Montgomery is the running back on that
It
team.
doesn't matter. That's what their offense is. They have the best O line in the league.
I got both of them.
They have one of the best O lines in the league. They got 2 of the best running backs. They got Good quarterback, good core guys. You got Hutchinson and all those guys on defense. They got a team to go to the bowl again. They should have went last year, but
So,
they'll be fine.
what about you? Who was your like? Oh, and my
you know
stud
who-
of the week was
You know who it
was Joe Mixon, just because he had the 30 carries. He won us the touchdown parlay. He had like 120 some yards. Joe Mixon. He was my stud of the week.
We already talked about my stud, Cooper Kupp, in the 4th round.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got him in a few
those
leagues
guys.
too, man. Mine's obviously Saquon. My team's name's Barkley's Finest for a
I
reason.
don't
3 tutties.
understand why we
I
can
got him
still
in
hear
3
Donnie
teams.
talk. He's got Saquon's junk so far down his throat.
Was he number
It's just
1
sound
this
like
week? Oh, yeah.
mumbles.
Don't forget the
Wait.
undercarriage.
Was he number 1 this week? Yeah, he was. It's all right. We'll talk about it later.
So he got it.
But anyways, he was the reason I won one of my games. So,
So he is.
he
one
was my
person with
breakout guy. He might not be
McCaffrey's
next week.
situation.
He might not be
could
next
take over
week.
the league as the number 1 back.
He's just in a good situation.
There
He's
you
got a good O-line. He's got a good offense.
We
new
said that on
team,
this
new
very
coaches,
podcast
new
before the
OC,
season,
new
yeah.
everything. He's
When
going to
we
be
did our whole
great.
fantasy preview,
He's gonna
we talked
be-
about that. So,
He's going to be up there with McCaffrey. He's going to do good.
who was your dud of the week?
Oh, dud. Probably. Well, there was a few duds.
Robert, you got
Let me
stud.
think about that. I had a stud.
Baker.
Yeah, Baker was a stud. Probably dud at Deshaun though. Go
Or
off Baker,
Danny
though.
Pennies.
Daddy pennies.
Well, we knew that was coming.
Dud.
Everyone was hyping Deshaun
Uh,
up though, and he just didn't. He didn't look
Well,
like
even, I
himself.
didn't think he was great last year.
I think
before
he was a
got hurt.
dud. I thought something was gonna click, but nothing. He's stuck on that
for
massage
week 1,
table.
Andrews.
Andrew's dud of the week.
But he
Yeah.
was covered a lot.
Like
He
you
didn't
said,
like
like you
with
said, the whole
Kincaid.
time.
Right, I'm just saying.
Kincaid
fantasy
did he not
stuff.
give any
I'm just
snaps
saying
in the first
fantasy
half?
stuff.
Didn't he forget?
No,
to
he
tweet or
played. He
something?
played. He played a
This was
lot.
1 week. He was on the field a lot. He ran more routes than likely.
He ran a lot of
All
routes.
right, Josh Dobbs. Ronnie just told me the bald quarterback. The last one we know of, Josh Dobbs, played for the Cardinals.
In the Vikings.
Vikings. He played for a couple
Vikings.
teams
He's a
last
journeyman
year.
in Tennessee.
He's the
Yeah,
last
there you
bald quarterback I know of. He just
Yeah.
keeps asking questions.
Astronaut.
Host, you should be seeing this.
So, I didn't have it pulled up. I got the scores.
I know that he keeps asking
What's the last bald
questions.
quarterback to win a Super Bowl?
The last
Oh, wasn't it the Seattle dude?
Yeah, Hasselbeck.
Hasselbeck.
last
Yeah.
bald quarterback to win a Super Bowl.
I think
Or was
Hasselbeck,
Dilfer
right?
bald when he won?
Matt
Dilfer
Hasselbeck.
was bald. Yeah.
So it might be Dilfer.
Trent, yeah, Dilfer, maybe.
Well, that was 2000.
But
I
Hasselbeck
know, but
won
there's
his.
not a lot of
in-
bald quarterbacks that won a Super Bowl.
That's what I'm saying. I think Hasselbeck was the latest one, or the last one.
I mean, Tom Brady's had some ugly haircuts that should have been
Yeah.
bald, but they weren't.
I'm gonna count the forehead, Manning.
Oh, that's
Wait, say well, hold on.
I think
Not the last
McLaurin
one to
will
get
be
a ring
fine.
though. Hold on. Brian Hoyer, bald, won a lot of Super Bowl rings with the Patriots.
Yeah, that's back when he,
Am I
he
right or
came
am I
in
wrong?
when he
Am I
came
right
in
or am
when
I
he
wrong?
was needed.
Okay.
That's the-
So he's got a ring. Brian Hoyer's got a.
We said Trent.
All right.
Moving forward.
Studs, we done? You got anything? All right.
Yeah,
Word.
I had a few. That was mine.
Got anything else? All right.
Good.
So now I guess we'll just move on to what moves you, right? What moved you this week? It was what moved me this week was sparked by a group text that Robert sent. He's like, "Is anybody else exhausted from watching football?" And I had never thought
yeah,
of it. And
mentally,
then when I
yes.
thought of it, I'm like, kinda, yeah. Because I went Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 5 straight days.
I exited on Sunday night too, and it was
Yeah, and,
'cause I was
you know,
sitting there Sunday night
yeah,
watching the game.
yeah,
and
'cause I knew I was gonna
"I
watch
wanna
all of it,
stay
so,
out
like-
for all of this game."
And then I just had to take like a step back from reality. It's like, honestly, yes.
You've been on
like,
You've been on
Kinda,
that BBC
yeah.
for months though. Like you've been waiting for this.
oh
moment
yeah,
for
yeah,
a
yeah.
long
You know, and I
time.
had a a lot of build up to Thursday night. I was, it was,
Yeah.
and just with all of that, but Tech got a win this weekend. Fantasy won this weekend. It was a mostly decent. I hit a nice little bet, so it was a mostly good
That was
first
a good
week
bet.
one of NFL/college. Boys, this is the best time of the year. I love it more than Christmas. I kind of like it more than my own birthday. It's just like that, right? You smack dab right in the middle. You got
This is what's great. My birthday is
That's what I'm
Yeah, I
saying. When
know,
you're a little
like,
older,
so,
man, it's
like-
like whatever.
my
That
birthday.
is this is
No, my
moving
birthday's in a
point
couple
is
weeks,
this
so
time of
Oh, okay.
year.
it's my
so
This
you
is your
just and
birthday
that moved me
celebration.
too. So I'm just like, the fact that I am telling myself that I'm exhausted from watching too much football
Well, it
is
was
a good thing.
Thursday
I'm not
night.
mad at this.
Thursday
That's what
night.
I'm
It was
saying.
so hard.
Friday
night. I wake up
Saturday's
Saturday and
college.
watch all day Saturday.
Right, yeah.
It was so hard to stay awake and watch that game on
I was
Sunday.
up watching
was.
Yeah, it
I
was.
was,
I was.
watching
I was like, oh my
Oregon
God, they're going
Boise
to
State at like 2 in the
Yeah, I
morning.
was
I was watching
exhausted.
Oregon Boise State, which was a hell
Like,
of a
what do you
game.
do? So I can't.
That kid, Junty, the running back from Boise State, electric, dude.
I saw
He's
him.
going to the NFL after
He's
this year.
insane.
He's good.
What year is he?
I don't know.
Junior.
Send him to the NFL.
He was. I saw
Yeah,
him. He was
but
really
you
good.
know, I'm up late until 2 in the morning watching football. You know, and plus, like, I'm fully dipped because Bryce is doing football. I'm going to football practice 3 times a week with his game. Like, I'm in it, dude. So that's what movie this week. What about you, boy? What do you think?
Well, besides football starting, I get to have the privilege of coaching. What's?
Oh, he said what moves you? I said Saquon.
Saquon.
Yeah, he's gonna be about that. I'm gonna talk about him next week and the week after that and the week after that. So be ready. But what moves me for the week? I got the privilege to coach flag football for 7U kids, so kids 7, 6 years old. Past month has been just awesome experience, just doing something new, designing plays for the kids. I'm pretty much the only guy out there on the field coaching them on offense and defense. So we huddle up every play. They're really smart. They're getting the hang of it. We faced the Bills this week. Our team's the 49ers. We faced the Bills. Every kid showed up in gloves and like knee pads and wristbands and everything.
What's
None
your go-to play?
None of our
Coach,
kids have. Hold on, I'll tell you in a sec. So our first 3 games, we started off with a play I call Juicy. All right, it's a fake QB power where he hikes it at shotgun, fakes it to the running back. Everyone goes with the running back. Our quarterback goes for a touchdown. We started the last 3 games with a 70-yard touchdown on that play.
Juicy.
Works to perfection. Juicy, baby. Anyways, no, that game was awesome. We ended up losing at the very end. They were throwing like 20-yard passes. We haven't even got to that level yet, you know, because some of the kids on my team had never even touched a football when they started playing. So they were obviously well experienced, but we lost by like 1 touchdown. So at the end, it was a really good game, though. Just being able to do that in general and going forward, you know, getting better at it. That's
Right
what-
on.
that's
Shout
what
out the
moved
kids.
me, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Shout out
they're
the
good,
kids.
man. They're doing awesome.
What about you guys?
This time of year is this is what I wait for every year.
Yeah,
It's like
We're all
like
moved.
Christmas
I mean, it's
morning,
really, like,
birthday,
honestly, it's
anniversary,
just-
all wrapped into one.
Even it's the
Yeah.
same. He's coaching football. We're watching.
Like, I don't want to finish up so I can go play.
Also, Carson's playing football. Randy's son, my nephew. You know, it's a lot of football going on. It's awesome.
It's the best.
Good time, man.
It's the
And
best.
your son? as well?
Yeah. And you know,
Your son as well?
he's playing offensive line, killing it,
Yeah.
locking people up. Shout out Bryce. He's at practice right now. But yeah, everybody's fully dipped. Dude, Halloween's around the corner. Thanksgiving's around the corner.
Yes.
Fall is here, dude. Cooler weather. I'm ready for it. What about you, Josh? He's shaking his head. That means
Yeah,
yes.
what moves Josh for the week? We haven't asked him that in a while.
Are
I
you
don't think
moved?
we've-
Are you moved this week?
Have we ever moved?
I ain't really thought about it.
He hasn't thought about
I
it.
haven't thought about that.
All right. So let's review these snacks.
Let's
Wrap
do it.
things up.
Wrap it up.
We will start with Robert. Would you be so kind as to grab the snacks?
the rice
We got the
pineapple.
fried rice chips.
Well, yeah, we tried those first, so we'll review those first.
I'll,
You can pass them back around.
I'm good
gonna
on
give
that.
These like a
It's like a medium score.
4.2.
4.2.
What you got, Ron?
Oh, I'm gonna give them a 6. They're not delicious, but it's just got that. I could eat the whole box because like it goes good with beer.
Man,
Rice cracker is a weird. It's a weird
it's just
cracker.
straight fried rice to me.
I was hoping for more like a
But I like those little rice cakes too. Though.
like
It's
a
just
little
something that I already
teriyaki
know.
flavor is what I thought it would
Right.
be.
Maybe I am.
I can't.
Yeah.
I'm good on reading.
I guess I'm taking those home with me.
Got my score up here. Solid 5.0, right in the middle. It's about a mediocre.
Yeah, I'm about a
I'll say right in the
5.5.
middle.
Yeah,
It's not too
terrible.
bad. I mean, I'm not like, hating on it.
Naturally flavored, by the way. There, Robert.
like them?
Yeah, there were.
They
Yeah, no
exactly.
pineapple at
That's
all.
exactly-
No sweet.
Pineapple slices.
No.
I get no sweetness.
Pineapple's the first word on this, so that should be the first ingredients. The first thing.
So
you
that's
taste
why. That's why I was like, how are they gonna get a
No
pineapple
pineapple
savory
at
cracker?
all.
Should be interesting.
should
but
be sweet and salty. I would have probably made it a 6.
so when we tried the Better Goods, this was our first thing. We're kind of like, we'll see. Then we get to these things.
You tell us a little bit health food.
And I'm gonna
What I
get
get.
these were Better Goods soft baked cinnamon roll cookies with candy blood orange glaze and white
might have
chocolate
to
chip.
check those out. Good grief. Even though
These
there's
were
only
banging.
9
I'm
of
giving
them,
them 9.75.
another
They
half of this
were
one.
here. Yeah, pass
I'm
those,
giving them 9-1.
Oh yeah.
pass those down.
Have you
Those-
seen Varsity Blues? It's a 10.
It's a 10.
I don't think I've ever given a 10. I don't think I've ever given a 10.
I've given out a few 10s.
The only bad thing is it only comes with 9.
Yeah. That's the only bad thing.
Taste
Taste
wise,
wise,
$3 at Walmart. You get 9 of them, but they're pretty. I would say for a box cookie, they're pretty big.
I won't give it a 10, but a
Much
9.8.
bigger than an Oreo.
9.8. And with
I'd
the
eat all
glass,
9 of them.
glass of
I
milk,
can
I'm
eat
done.
all 9 of these, no problem.
Glass of milk, it's done.
Good breakfast.
If this were on the like
Breakfast.
like the Christmas
Cinnamon.
cookie spread or
So cinnamon.
any sort of dessert tray, I would be pleased to have those.
Yes.
Those were a home run by Better Goods. So
You
Yeah,
guys
lo-
have had a lot more experience tasting stuff, though. The last time I was here, like,
That was like one of
I
the
mean, you
only,
had taste
dog
buds though,
water.
right?
It was dog water.
that was like one of the only bad.
So, like, this is
No, I mean,
ever.
that was seriously bad.
That was like one of the
Randy
only
set us
bad
up for
ones.
He
failure,
showed up
okay?
on Troll Week.
Yeah, literally. Dude,
Troll
you showed up
week.
on the worst. Day. That was like
That was your initiation. Welcome to the.
I couldn't even eat.
Awesome.
I couldn't even.
You're a
eat one of
veteran now.
those,
It's your
like-
second episode.
I'd rather got beat.
What was it?
in.
Those truffles? What was it? The
It was
white
the
cream?
scallop with
Oh,
cream sauce.
I was about to puke,
Dude,
Like
Those were
just off the
awful.
smell, I was about
It
to
smelled
puke.
like cat food.
He made him eat this. I couldn't. believe it.
we all ate them. It was the worst.
I was about to be like, nah, I'm not eating
And
it.
then I guess the last thing we had were these maple almond butter filled pretzel nuggets.
See, like those are 5 to me because
They, they sounded really promising.
it's as
We had two snacks
bland,
tonight that
just
did not deliver.
right there. Like this, you just eat it.
They were-
It doesn't have a bad. It doesn't. It's not bad flavor. It's not good flavor. It's just
The
We didn't.
it's
We
nothing.
didn't get Josh's cookie.
8.5.
8.5. 8.5.
Yeah, that's still a good.
You're a
score
low
for him.
ball.
He's,
You're a low ball.
he's usually a critiquer over there, so 8.5
He's
is
just
good
being
for him.
he's just being contrarian.
He started doing
I'm
decimals.
gonna say 8.5
doing
to be cool,
decimals
even though
after him.
Those should have been on the last show. Those.
I thought they were going to be a lot better. I think
Play-Doh again.
Yeah, 4.3.
I just thought they
I've
just
eaten a lot
didn't
of
taste.
Play-Doh.
It was like it was like air.
Yeah,
It was
no,
like
the
eating air.
pretzel was
Yeah,
drier
there's
than
no
a monkey's
taste.
ass cheek. Like it was
There's no
so
taste.
dry.
No taste.
And then there wasn't enough filling. Like I was expecting more
There
of
was
a
stuff
sweeter
inside?
filling. So
Yeah, I had no idea. It did not taste like almond butter. I didn't even get any salt off the pretzel. I don't think.
it was so
like
yeah.
barely. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they were just very okay.
That's definitely a health
And
food
these were
snack,
okay,
and I
but-
feel like this is
New
a
look
health
better
food
than
snack.
ever
Very
taste.
better than ever taste. This is the improved flavor.
better.
I want
I-
to try the old ones now.
Yeah,
What do you
I
got?
do too.
I'm scared. I'm fearful
What do you got
of
on
what
the
these
almonds?
tasted like before.
3.
3.0. What do you got?
Oh what?
Oh, what'd you get on the almonds?
Oh, like a
3's too high.
they're like a 4.5. They're really not that great. Yeah.
What do you got,
yeah,
Josh?
That's
That's what I'm saying.
I got that.
on
Boom!
mine.
They got the
like
dang
the
old
worst
salt
one.
on them.
there was a couple grains of salt in there.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
All right, but all right, boys.
Solid
Well,
overall.
I want to thank each and every
Heated,
one of you
man.
for coming and hanging out with us tonight, especially the people out there watching right now. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks
for hanging
guys.
out
Thanks
with
for
us.
the engagement. We had a lot of comments.
All right, that is going to wrap up this episode of Sports Bites. Yes, we're done.
Is that gonna wrap up
All right.
this
I hope
episode?
this
Yeah,
isn't a
say this
copyright
during the
infringement, but thank you all for coming out here. God bless you. Good night.
You're not allowed to say that.
All right, but we're going to end it like we always end it. Thank you for watching Sports Bites, the #1 podcast for both.
Sports.
Snacks.
Let's go.
Thank you guys. See you later.
Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag.